Welcome to Old Folks Racing PS4. This is round 29. We are at the Red Bull Ring with the DTM Mercedes. The leaderboard is here for you. Kev Allen is the championship leader, followed by Simon Allen and Diogo Silva. We await to see what's going to happen in this race. As for race 1, Kev Allen and Simon Allen are on the front row. Second row, Andy Bramall and Andy Booth with Diogo Silva in 5th. We are waiting for the green light as the race is about to start, and here we go in the Mercedes DTM at the Red Bull Ring. Who's gonna get it? A reasonably civilized start with Simon Allen and Kev Allen in the front row, and then someone is trying to get on the inside. Someone was trying to get there on the inside, and 3 into 1 didn't work, but Simon Allen is in the lead, followed by Diogo Silva. Kev Allen has dropped to thirds, and has dropped to 4th in reality, because Andy Boots has jumped 2 places to go into 2nd in the green Mercedes. 3rd is Andy Bramall. 4th is Diogo Silva into 3rd. Then someone is on the not on the grass. Someone is on the tarmac outside of the track. That was Diogo Silva, who's now dropped to 4th, with Kev Allen making a very bad start and dropping down to 5th place. Here he comes on the outside of Diogo Silva. Won't work. Andy Bramall is in 3rd place, followed by Diogo Silva, and Andy is trying to recover into Andy Booth. Someone is off the road there. Someone was off the road. That was, I believe, Dirk Talliard or Todd Antonio, one of the two. I think it was Dirk. Who was in the grass, but he's back on track now. He's back on track and he's in 9th place. Stuart Brand with that beautiful red Mercedes is in 8th place, and Phil here in the silver Mercedes is in 7th, as Jambo tries to make a move there in the number 54 Mercedes on Kev Allen, who's really having an awful opening lap. Kev was on the front row of the grid and drops back to 6th place on the opening lap, and the championship leader is in trouble here. He's trying to get back at Jambo now for 5th place. Will he get it into turn 1? Yes, he does. Completes the pass, and Kev Allen is in 5th place. Jambo is, however, coming back at him into the straight. Some drivers there trying to, it looks as if they're avoiding something, but no, they just run too wide on turn 1, and then they lose traction and go back to the inside of the track. Kev Allen continues to battle for 5th place, but now seems to have got it. In the meantime, here comes the battle for 2nd place. Is Andy Booth in the green Mercedes, followed by Andy Bramall in the yellow and white Mercedes into turn 4. Who's gonna get it? Andy Bramall's on the inside. Slight contact, but he gets it. Slight contact, but he gets it. Andy Bramall has got 2nd place, and that's a very good position for Andy after starting on the 2nd row of the grid. Andy Bramall in 2nd place. Andy Booth is not done yet. He's coming back at him. He's coming back at him into that number 23 green and white Mercedes. Same livery as Diogo Silva, who's just behind in 4th on the number 22. And Kev Allen has made a good recovery from 5th. He's now on the gearbox of Diogo Silva, but continue to battle here between Andy Booth and Andy Bramall. Andy Booth is on the inside. Oh dear, they touch, and Andy Bramall has spun. Andy Bramall has spun into the pathway of Kev Allen, who has touched Diogo Silva. Diogo Silva is off the track. Major drama here on the 2nd lap. On the 2nd lap, it looks as if Diogo is coming back into the track in the start-finish line. Andy Bramall has dropped to 7th, and Diogo has dropped to 6th, as Phil takes a position from Jambo. Phil, very good, taking advantage of all this carnage to go into 4th place, but now Jambo comes back at him. Jambo comes back at him. Jambo is currently in 4th. Diogo Silva, we follow on board with him in the straight going into turn 2. Will he manage to recover from this position? It looks he lost a few seconds there. And Kev Allen has, in the meantime, really avoided a spinning Andy Bramall. Gave a little left tap to Diogo Silva, but nothing intentional. But he outbrakes himself into turn 4. Oh dear, Kev Allen is in the grass, the championship leader is in the grass, and all sorts of drama here on the second and third lap of this race. Nothing, however, that affects Simon Allen in that number 11 Castrol Mercedes. He has a commanding lead of around 3 seconds from second place, who's currently Andy Booth, whilst pretty much every other major contender has gone into some sort of trouble. Andy Bramall has spun, falling contact with Andy Booth. Diogo Silva has been hit by Kev Allen and has lost time as well. Kev Allen, in the meantime, has also spun in turn 3. Sorry, I keep referring to it as turn 4, but I believe it's actually turn 3. Here we have Todd Antonio in the last 2 sequences of corners. Andy Bramall. We have quite a lot of changes in these cameras. A bit difficult to figure out what's going on, but here we are on board with Andy Bramall into turn 1, and he has a slightly odd line there, and he spins. Andy Bramall spins again. He was in 6th place, but oh dear, he's running away from Kev Allen. That was quite a dangerous moment there in turn 1, as Andy was recovering from that spin, and Kev was minding his own business and coming back at him. In the end, the net result is that Andy Bramall has now dropped to 7th place, which is a disastrous result for him, because his main opponent for the championship, for 3rd place in the championship, Andy Booth, is in 2nd place, and Diogo Silva, in the meantime, has recovered to 5th. He was 6th, but something has happened here. I think, yes, it was Andy Bramall who span, and that was what happened. And Diogo has taken advantage to go back to 5th. Jambu there is in 3rd. Phil is in 4th, and Diogo is in 5th. So we have a developing battle for the last place in the podium in this race. We are already on lap 4, and quite a lot of action. Diogo will want to overtake Phil quite quickly. He thinks he has a chance of a podium here after that incident with Kev Allen. He's actually recovered quite well into challenging for the podium. Here he comes on Phil, start-finish line. We are on lap 5 now. Lap 5 out of 12, and Diogo is closing into Phil. Phil makes a mistake into turn 1. Here comes Diogo now on the inside into turn 2. Let's see if he gets in there side by side. I think Diogo has the job done on Phil, but let's see who is the last of the late breakers into turn. Well, I'm going to start calling it turn 3 because there is a slight turn before it. I don't actually know what's the official number of this corner, but Diogo has the job done on Phil. Well done, Diogo, now into 4th place, but Phil comes back at him. Oh dear, and there's contact. There is contact, slight contact between the two, but Phil did the little switcheroo over there, and he was on the outside for turn 3, and then on the outside of turn 3, Phil has got the job done. Now into turn 4, can Diogo? Oh, contact again between these two, and great battle going on for 4th place. Phil is hanging to that 4th place for the time being on lap 5, and Diogo will want again to not lose too much time in this battle, because he thinks he has a go at 3rd place, currently occupied by Jumbo. Phil is off the road again. Phil is off the road into the last sequence of corners. Here comes Diogo Silva now on the inside, and I think he's got the job done now. He's got the job done now, and he's going to 4th. Yes, he does. He does into the last 2 corners, and Diogo has now moved up to 4th place, and now he can start thinking about challenging Jambo for 3rd, although he's now a few seconds behind, really. And Phil is coming back at him. Phil is coming back at him on the outside, start-finish line. They're almost side by side. Diogo made the mistake in the last corner. Now Phil is on the outside, and he gets him. He gets him. Beautiful battle for 4th place here, as Phil and Diogo Silva were side by side into turn 1, and Phil got the job done on the outside. Now he got into turn 2, followed by turn 3. Diogo is again battling and again trying to overtake Phil and trying to get the position back. On board with Phil into turn 3. He is in 4th place, and meanwhile, with all of this, Jumbo has managed to open a gap of 3 to 4 seconds. So this battle for 4th is actually resulting in Jumbo running away with that position. Here we got now Kev Allen is joining this party as it were, as he is recovering 5th and now will want more, because he is sorry, he's in 6th place, not 5th. I apologize. He's in 6th place and now attacking Diogo Silva, who has lost a bit of time to Phil actually. Kevin, that number 81 Mercedes 190 DTM, the black, white and yellow car, is in 6th place. Simon Allen, his major championship challenger, is leading the race since the beginning, so Kev will definitely want to maximize his result, as we are at the midpoint of the race, and Kev Allen is now attacking Diogo Silva into the start finish line. Diogo made again a slow exit off the last corner, and here comes Kev Allen. Kev Allen has got the job done, I believe. Kev Allen into turn 1 and he has the job done. Diogo drops into 6th place and Kev Allen has made a mistake. He's made a mistake into the exit of turn 1 and Diogo gets the position back. For the time being, he's in 5th place. What a great battle we've got here. Phil is in 4th place, Diogo Silva in 5th, and Kev Allen is in 6th and once more. Into turn 3 again, as Kev tries to close, but not quite in a position to make a move there. Kev Allen will want to quickly negotiate these two drivers and at least get a 4th place out of this race. He is probably too far behind Jumbo unless he makes a mistake. Kev is really trying hard there. Completely missed the braking point there into turn 4 and continues to challenge Diogo Silva as this race has now entered the second half. Meanwhile, as we evaluate the championship implications of this, Simon Allen is going to recover some ground to Kev, but the distance is still quite comfortable. Kev's advantage is still quite comfortable. Andy Booth, in the meantime, he's in his everlasting challenge for 3rd place, and here comes Kev Allen on Diogo Silva, not quite, and Phil has gone off the road as well. Phil has gone off the road and comes back right in front of Diogo, who had to brake there in avoidance of Phil. Now they're all bunched together. Let's see who makes a move into turn 1. It's Kev Allen again. Kev Allen makes a move. Let's see if he can complete it this time. He does. He does. Kev Allen completes the move into turn 1 and really moves into 5th place. Diogo drops into 6th, or does he? No, he comes back at Kev. He comes back at Kev, but not quite. I think Kev has the job done. Now let's see in turn 3, sorry, whether Diogo can make a plunge into 5th place again. He can't. It looks more like Kev Allen is starting to challenge 4th place, and Phil is going to have his mirrors full of white and yellow of Kev Allen's Mercedes-Benz as they continue to battle for 4th place. Here comes Kev Allen now on turn 4, and I think he's got the job done. Yes, he does. He's got the job done, and Diogo is trying to follow him. Not quite possible to pass there, and Kev Allen has again run off the road. He's outbraked himself. It seems that nothing is going his way in this race. We are on lap 8 and he's dropped again to 6th position, and he's trying hard, but perhaps he's trying a little bit too hard. And Phil, in the meantime, is really doing an outstanding job there, holding on to that 4th place and to the various challenges that he had from Diogo Silva and also from Kev Allen, and he is in 4th place, not really able to challenge for 3rd. Slight track limits violation there from Diogo and Phil. There are some corners in this circuit where you can run wide without getting a penalty. There are some others where the stewards are very strict. Here comes Andy Bramall with a slightly weird line on turn 1. He really goes for the inside curve, which makes the car... and here comes Diogo Silva now. Diogo Silva is on Phil, and he's going to get the job done into turn 3. Yes, he does, and Allen is trying to follow him. Will it work? And it does. And Phil loses 2 positions in a single corner from 4 to 6 as Diogo Silva and Allen once more. Allen once more into turn 4. He is on the inside of Diogo Silva. Will he manage to not outbrake himself now? Let's see if he can get the job done. I think he does. Allen has moved up to 4th place. A little bit of weaving there, trying to retain his position, but Allen is now in 4th. Diogo is in 5th. Phil, after so many laps in an outstanding 4th place, is now in 6th and starting to feel the pressure from Andy Bramall, who recovered nicely from that spin a couple of laps ago, and he's trying to now get 6th place from Phil. Phil is going backwards in this race. I think that he has worn his tires too much, trying to hold off everyone. Here comes Andy Bramall on Phil. Not quite there into the last corner. I think he's got the job done. He's got the job done. Surprisingly, he has got the job done. He's a bit slow off the last corner. I wouldn't be surprised to see a silver Mercedes side by side with Andy Bramall, but that is not going to happen. And Andy has actually managed to secure 6th place. Phil, in a matter of 1 lap, has dropped from 4th to 7th, and he's not going to be happy about that. He has, however, quite a nice advantage, almost 20 seconds over an excellent Todd Antonio in 8th place. We haven't seen too much of him, but he's running very well in 8th place. Dirk is running 9th, and Stuart Brand is running 10th. And Sean Durant, our rookie driver in this round, also from South Africa. We welcome another rookie into this series. It's very good to have an ever-expanding field, but he's back in 11th, and he seems to have stopped actually, because the timing is telling us that he has lost many minutes. He's many minutes behind, so I wonder if he had some sort of problem with his connection or with his car, but anyway, we hope to see him back in race 2, as Diogo Silva is now starting to think that he could get 4th place back from Allen, and the two of them are trying to close into Jambo, who is in 3rd, but now starting to feel the pressure of and that's not Jambo. That's a back marker. That's Stuart Brand. Stuart Brand, who is about to be lapped. He has been lapped by the leader, and now he is being lapped by both Allen and Diogo. Well done to Stuart for making sure that these two don't lose any time. Stuart must have had some sort of problem as well. He's running 10th. But he's 44 seconds behind there, so he must have had some sort of problem with his car or something else that has delayed him. He's still on course for a World Championship point, but not the greatest of results here for Stuart Brand here in race 1, and he is now, of course, trying to let everyone lap him safely, and well done Stuart for doing that, but he surely will want more out of race 2. In any case, Stuart comes from a very good round at Daytona, where he was the leading point scorer with 2 second places, 2 great results that really have consolidated his 8th place in the championship, and clearly, yes, he has hit something. He has hit something, as his bonnet is all a little bit messed up, and I wonder if this is causing some difficulties in his, and here is Dirk as well, with quite a damaged bonnet, and I wonder if these two have come together before, because Dirk is also has hit something quite solid with that Mercedes-Benz, and he has lost a lot of time as well. Todd Antonio is in an excellent 8th place. He has had a relatively quiet race, but quite solid. Phil has now stabilized in 7th as we are about to enter the last lap of this race 1. Quite a quick race, 12 laps of a relatively short circuit. Andy Bramall is in 6th and not really gaining a lot on Diogo Silva, who also doesn't seem to be able. And here's Kev Allen. Kev Allen has, on the last lap, made a mistake here in turn 3. I wonder if this is going to allow Diogo Silva to go through or not. It doesn't seem to be the case, although the gap is now much shorter. Jambo is in an excellent podium position. Andy Boots, after some action in the early laps, has now stabilized in 2nd place, 4.8 seconds behind this man, who's going to go back to victory lane after a few rounds where he hasn't managed to win. The number 11 of Simon Allen is in the last corner. The checkered flag awaits, and it has been a commanding victory from Simon Allen, and that's as important championship implications. Simon Allen wins race 1 here at the Red Bull Ring. 2nd place is Andy Booth. He's going to be happy with that as well. 3rd place will be Jambo. He's a few seconds, almost 10 seconds behind Andy, and Jambo again back in the podium. 4th place is Kev Allen, 5th place is Diogo Silva, 6th place Andy Bramall, who is not going to be super happy with that result and with that contact with Andy Booth that effectively made him lose quite a bit of time, and then his own spin completed what has been a relatively rough day for Andy Bramall in his return after missing the Daytona round. Phil, after showing a lot of promise, ended up in 7th. Is not a bad result, but could have been better. He surely will want bigger things in race 2. Todd Antonio crosses the line in 8th. That's 4 solid World Championship points for Todd. Dirk is going to come to the checkered flag in 9th, and he has had some excursions off the track, has damaged a bit his Mercedes-Benz, but I'm sure that his crew will be able to fix it for race 2 as Dirk will come up. Again, thank you, and see you on race 2.